Sorry, I forgot. Is it okay if we record?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, cool.
It's okay. So got it. Yeah, I was saying that in the first column we have the name of the
Yep.
company, and here in this column we have the the name of a person. It's the in this case is the director of the marketing.
Yeah.
So one thing that you can do here is just copy pasting this into a Excel file. But I am creating a new way to do that, a more efficient way. So just click here in this Chrome extension and you click in start scraping and
Right.
you automatically download the data. Of course, in the future, when I release this product, I will incorporate more data.
Hmm.
But let me show you. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, I scrape uh,
Yeah.
LinkedIn. So you can see basically here is the company name. Actually, this is wrong. I have to put this here. Yes, I need to switch the, this is the lead name. I need to do some fixing.
Yeah. No worries.
Yeah. So basically here I have the company name and the lead name, right? So that is the first step. So this is the
Yep.
first step. Now the second step, it's basically I need to do some cleaning here. For example, when you clean this information, you need to separate maybe the first name and the last name, right?
Yeah.
You can do this by hand, or you can also apply other techniques or
Yeah. I'm
scripts
sure there's a script
to
that would just
do
easily
this cleaning, right?
divide it.
So exactly. But one thing that I've found that was really helpful is that you can copy paste this information, right? These company names, and you can go to Matchcraft, right? You can go to the application. Yeah, let me just
Yeah. No
show
worries.
you this. And this is really helpful because you can go to this product, you create new job, right? Just get a company website, you submit the job.
So this was just, you just gave them the names of the companies.
Exactly, exactly. You just gave the names. You don't have to go to each company link and scrape or get the website. You
Okay.
can do this using the tool. Now it's finished. Right?
Yeah.
So you just click download and you have 18 websites,
Yeah.
right? And then you use this information to you combine this
With the other
information
information,
with the other information with this
the
one
names.
right here. Exactly. So you can add here website, right?
Yeah.
Because you can add here website and you can add the website here.
Yeah.
So
And
again,
now you can get the email in the next step.
na-
Like,
exactly, exactly.
okay.
Now you can get the email because you just need to do like a VLOOKUP. I can show you that here really fast. So I export this in Excel. So you just, yeah, I want to do a tutorial on this,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
explaining
like, this would be
step.
valuable on the website, on your actual service itself to, you know, people want the training too, right? Like, even just to show, because now I understand once you've explained it to me, this is how it works,
Yeah,
it immediately makes sense.
exactly.
And it doesn't have to be like
Exactly.
a perfect, it could be a video just like this. It could be this video.
It can be, I think I can do it a little bit better, but let me just show you. Probably, yeah, I figure out that I need to do some training for my users because this is not maybe I think I need to do some training so they know how to use my application or my web application. So
Yeah.
yeah, here you just need to fix this and yeah, here yeah, you can get the website. Again, it's not for all the records, but you get a lot of websites that
Yeah,
uh,
no, it's amazing.
so you need to scroll this and you get the websites, right? So when you finish cleaning this data,
Yep.
you will get this file here. Let me just show you. So you get this file. So this file is how I made this file using using that technique. So here you
Sure.
can see I have the company website, the first name, the last name, and then I put this in Matchcraft. Right? So If I come here, so yeah, as you can see, this is the test that we launched, I think, and you click download, and here you get the emails,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, here again, here I get 7 email, and then you need to do the due diligence, right? You have
Yeah.
to send the email to that person, like a very personalized email. And so fortunately, if you do the correct steps, you will get maybe a meeting with them, or you can establish like a relationship with your new clients.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is the new process that I am creating, that I want
Yeah.
to, because it took me some time to understand the process. It was not like I wake up and I say, "Hey, this is the process," right? No, I took a course in Udemy to understand how to use Sales Navigator. Then I tried to play with the tool, like trying to see what is the correct step, right?
Yeah.
And try to play with all the searches, because
Yeah.
you can filter the searches by company type, by number of employees. There are several filters. So
Yeah.
once once you find the correct filters or the correct setup, you can then start this process and generate emails, right? So that's the thing that I am doing. And also I want to offer maybe like a freelance on how to.
Yeah. Like a lot of things come to mind as you're explaining it. Like one of the things is that I know last week we talked about like how it's not necessarily like how do you make something sticky? And to me, this seems like actually it could be sticky depending on the context. For example, people who freelance, they do this for people continuously, then this would be sticky to them because they're going to be continuously doing this for people. If it's to the individual with their own business, maybe they have only a period of time where they need to find new leads. But then there are people who just like they offer that service to other people. And so they're going to always be trying to find leads. And like just reminds me a little bit about of Webflow. Like, have you ever used Webflow, the website builder, basically? But like, they first of all, they offer like really extensive training. Like their education and how to use their product is really strong. And the other thing is too is that they angle it so that they're trying to teach you how to become a freelancer because they want you to use Webflow to build stuff for other people. So just when you were showing me this, I was thinking, I'm like, probably a good customer for you would be somebody who gets comfortable with your system and then they just keep using it for serving a lot of people. But that's just like some ideas that came to my mind.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I think the best marketing tool that you can have is you have to educate your
Yeah.
users on how to use your tool and how to provide value to them
Yeah.
so they can use your tool. I think that's the best marketing. And
Yeah.
I,
It is.
yeah,
'Cause it's soft. It's like soft marketing because it's like you can people appreciate that type of marketing because you're teaching them something. So it's not like you're banging them over the head with, oh, you got to buy my product. Like you have a product and you're coming in with the angle of how do you find more leads or how do you clean up data? And you're teaching them something and you're teaching them within the context of your application. So it seems to be received better, I think, by people when you use education as a marketing tool. They don't feel like it's really marketing. Like they feel they actually appreciate it because they're learning something.
exactly. Exactly. They feel like they belong to some community, and also they feel that part of something, right? And also I think it's a win from both sides, because
Yeah.
also you are learning from them, right? You are learning like what are the pain points, so
Where are
you
they
can
getting stuck?
improve.
And what do they need? All that stuff.
Exactly.
Is
Yeah,
that are using it too, right? The software, because most people, I think you're gonna find most people use your software the same way. There'll be a lot of stuff that they don't use, and then there'll be a certain percentage that 20% that gives them 80% of the value of whatever you've built. So you'll start to see where you should direct your energy and attention. You only find that out by really speaking to your users a lot.
exactly. So in that sense, I am building this hit list. Let me just show you really fast. I created this list in Excel where I am basically collecting like all the leads that I have found so far with this method.
Nice.
Far I started with 13 leads. Let's see, I
Yeah.
have the first, the last name. Here I have the email, right? So one task for today, send messages to this lead. So hopefully we can convert them, right?
So you're
To
dog
be
fooding, basically.
yeah, I am dog. Exactly, exactly. I
Yeah.
am doing that. I follow your, you know,
Gotta eat that.
dog food. Yeah, I think that's also like a crucial part of making a SaaS is that you have to eat your own dog food. That's important because yeah,
Use it, then who else is gonna use it? You gotta use it. Like, you gotta that's how
you
you
have
know
to
it
use
works
it.
or not. If you build something and you never wanna use it, then you're just like, "Well, why would anybody else want to use my application?" That's why it's convenient sometimes to build something that will help you at the stage of your business. If you're especially if it's a sales or marketing tool, then that's great because a lot of startups, you need sales and marketing really badly at the beginning of the business to get out of the sewer. So it's good. It's the best place for you to learn to build something that helps yourself. That means it helps
Yeah,
other.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And here, getting a list like this, it costs money because this is not
Yeah,
free. If you want to get a list of emails, you need to pay. Probably there are many services like
yeah,
Notion.com, Phantom Buster. There are many services that offer this, but they are expensive, right? They are very expensive. And sometimes they also offer other things that you don't use. So yeah, it's more trying to feel comfortable with the tool that you create and try
yeah,
to master also the tool that you create. And that's the correct approach.
yeah, exactly. I think that, and again, like I think, like we discussed, that the education would make a really big difference. Like the more that you just teach them everything that you know about surrounding the tool, then it's just a more compelling offer because people will just get all the answers that they need. Because usually they come in to have questions about everything, like even how to use LinkedIn. Like you discussed, like the filters are a key part to the success. If you don't know how to use the filters, then you won't even.
Yes,
So
exactly.
there's a whole thing to it that it maybe just requires education for the users. The more that you can provide of that, then they'll feel like you have all the answers. If then that's the case, if you demonstrate that you have the education for the whole process, then they'll feel I'm going to go with this guy because he understands everything that I need.
Exactly. And another thing that I did this week was my calendar, right? So
Nice.
basically, I created like a calendar. Sorry, it's in
Oh no, it's all
Spanish.
good. It's all good. I'm gonna get to practice my Spanish now.
Yeah, it's a mix between. Yeah.
No
So
worries.
here I literally created my calendar with the activities. Actually, I call this month the marketing month. So I will just focus on marketing. I said,
Yeah.
no, no more coding, no
No
more
more
coding.
coding. No more
Yeah,
building.
no more building. I just need to focus on
Yeah.
marketing. Like that's the goal. I need to do like videos on YouTube, blog posts. The I is the integration. I am also using marketplaces to do some integrations, right? Google Sheets, Airtable, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. The M also I am using this M is the Medium. The Medium is a well-known
All
platform
the articles,
to
right?
yeah, I forget the term in English is
I think articles, like you're writing your
yeah,
blog posts and stuff like that.
exactly. Exactly. Articles, blog posts. PH is product hunt. I want to launch the version 2.0 of
Yeah.
my software. I see that a lot of freelancers or SaaS makers are doing that type of thing, launching the 2.0, the 3.0, right? And
Yeah.
that's a valid alternative, right? So yeah, also answering questions in Quora, in Reddit, in those type of platforms, I think is also important, right? So
Yeah. It's
yes,
the hard work. This is really where this is the hard work right here, I think. It's just like the constant just posting and engagement and pushing out there and earning your customers is just this is the work, right? Building this, I think depending on the person, I feel like maybe especially maybe for people like me and you, like building is fun. Like we just like building, but then and then there's this part where it's
so yeah,
this is hard work, right? This is not, but it's necessary. It's truly, it's so critical. Otherwise, then nothing moves. Like it's amazing to build. I wish I could just build and never have to really worry about this side of the equation. But unfortunately, you have to really push your whatever you're building, be very public about it. Oh, look what I'm doing. What am I doing now? What am I doing now? On every platform that you think is relevant. And yeah, you can't, it basically, it has to be very public, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, yeah, and more because you and me, we are technicals
Af-
persons. We know the tech, we know the technology, but we are not like, I mean, at least me, I think I need to learn more about marketing, right? And
Yeah.
know how to do keyword research. That's important. I did that yesterday in the evening. Then you need to know when to publish, like post things, and
Yeah.
with what are the platforms. That type of things are important. They are very important, and you need to know that. You need to know, and this information it comes from Udemy, it comes from Reddit, and
Yeah.
uh, yeah. So I think integrations also it's another really big part, right, of this.
Everything.
Everything,
You got to kind of
everything.
like piggyback on, even like when it comes to integrations, if there's somehow, if you can work with a bigger company, then you could like, in the sense of even that you make you release a feature where it's like, oh, it works with Google Maps now. It's like Google Maps is huge. Everybody knows Google Maps. Then you piggyback on their existing, like everybody, the recognition of their brand. So you make a post and you let everybody know, look, we're working with Google Maps, and everybody just, it just associates you a little bit with whatever that established quality of Google Maps and how people enjoy using them. So it's, yeah, like trying to just, you're being as loud as possible about what you're doing, which is, again, like for technical people, it's not the most, a lot of the time, it's not the most natural thing to always be so like an influencer online, but it is necessary to do
Yeah,
that.
exactly. It's necessary. Yeah, it's necessary. And what about you? What about you?
Like,
If you want to share your screen and tell
yeah,
me
for
what are you
sure.
doing, let me
Yeah, yeah,
just.
for sure, for sure. Oh yeah, but this is really cool. This is really cool. And I think that, by the way, have you considered like starting a community or anything? Like with around your software?
Yeah, exactly. I think about creating a community in Discord, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Discord, I think it's a good tool to start a community. Yeah,
Discord
but
is
uh,
good. Discord is pretty good. Like I've heard a lot of people that like, I
yeah,
mean, I'm part of communities on Discord. So I find it like it's different than school. I honestly, I like how in Discord it's like a conversation can happen very quickly on many different threads, especially if you're trying to learn about a software. You can, if people have, there's always bugs and there's always questions and stuff like that. And
yeah,
you can just open up essentially tickets, and people will collaborate to help you very quickly. And you can search for past solutions very quickly. So it's a different dynamic than school, but I do see why it might appeal more to like a more fast-paced conversation, and, it might be more well suited for a more fast-paced technical conversation in some ways. Yeah,
yeah. Exactly. I think it's also, but I want to wait a little bit. I want to solidify what I have now.
yeah,
Maybe I can think about that next month, how to create a Discord community. I think that's important also. But
yeah.
first, I want to just solidify what I have now, and then wait a little bit.
Would you ever do,
That's my
like, a
plan.
free trial? Do you do a free trial for your software?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have a free trial
Okay.
where you can use the software for free and you have 10 jobs. Maybe I can explain in 5 minutes how it
Yeah, yeah,
works.
for sure, of course.
And let me just show my screen. Yeah, here, this is my account and the package is year. So you have uh, unlimited jobs, right? And you have unlimited rows to download. So, for example, one job is considered like one execution, right? So, in this case, for example, this LinkedIn test is one job. Right? That is one job. And here, how many rows I have? It's 7. So, if you have a free trial, you can download this data. There is no issue, right? Because it's below 100. Right? So
Yeah,
if you have, let's say, 1,000 emails, so it will be, you can only download 100 because that's the limit, right? And you can also create 10 jobs, right?
and that's like,
Or,
how long does the trial last? Is it forever, just like a freemium level, or
yeah, it's
wow,
forever.
that's pretty
Yeah,
generous. That's a generous,
that's a general, yeah, exactly. Once you finish your 10 jobs, you cannot create new ones, right?
okay, okay.
So, so it's, And I did that because I think that's the correct approach.
Because you're not
I
a
want
charity.
to,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I saw some users like creating like 1,000 jobs. So I said, hey, I need to limit the number of jobs. One
Yeah.
thing. And the other thing is the good thing about this tool is that you can preview your results before purchasing. So you can preview your results, and if you are happy with your results, you can just pay the. And also I have here you can buy like one job for only $3. Right. So if you want to buy, for example, only one job, you click download, and here at the bottom you will see, hey, if you want to download more than 100 pros, you need to pay $3. So you can either pay as you go or pay a one fee price for a week or for a month or for a year. Right. So
Yeah.
it's very
Interesting. So,
flexible.
do you find a lot of people I actually just wanna talk about the pricing just for a second. Do you find that people like, what do people go for usually? The 1 week, the 1 month? Like, what the because I feel like maybe there is something here that it's maybe should you get rid of the 1 week and just make them go for a month? Or do you find that is that too generous to let them go for a week? I'm interested to hear your experience with this.
Yeah, so far the popular one is the 1 week package.
Okay.
So I see before, because in the past I only have probably few products, so I didn't have the bulk find email. Users, they came to my tool and they just use one product or two products, and they pay for a week. They extract the data that they want. They get the data and they pay for 1 week. So they are not using the
But that one
three.
they don't go for. They don't go for the only 3 USD.
Yeah, they go for the week package. They use the tool, and sometimes there are users that, yeah, they pay for 2 weeks in within 1 month. Or
Like, the thing is when you go to the movie theater and how, like, the popcorn is, like, really expensive and the
yeah,
drinks are really expensive, and, like, the way that they priced it, it's, "I'm gonna get a small for $7 or I'm gonna get a large for $9." I think when I look at your pricing, I feel like you want people to go for the middle one, ideally, but
yeah,
so it makes me think if you change the $10 one to 15 or so just and again, I'm not you have more data on people's behavior and stuff, but this is
yeah.
just me speaking off the top of my head, but if you change to 15, maybe then people would move more to the 25 because they're going to 10. Like, you want them to go for they're not
25,
they're
right?
gonna
Or
go for
or
the
or the
150.
year.
Yeah, over the year. But I think that somehow you can play with the psychology of the pricing a bit. So it's even Apple does that. Like every company does that, where it's like you get the MacBook Air, and by the time that you put all the features on it, you're like, maybe I should just get the MacBook Pro because the price becomes now $100 difference. So I think there's a bit of leverage that you have here with adjusting this pricing.
Yeah, that's correct. Right now, I am testing the prices. I need more feedback from users,
Yeah,
and that I want to go step by step and
charge
feel.
more. Like even 10, I mean, if the yeah, and anyways, I think that there's an opportunity here, like to really to somehow gain more out of just by making a change in terms of your pricing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or probably maybe like a 1 month only price.
Or
Like
1 month
having
only, or just
only
some way
price.
to
Yeah,
get them away from the 10 because
exactly, exactly.
it's better to get 25. That's twice the amount of money, more than twice the amount of money if they even go for the
Yeah,
one.
exactly. Even though for the 1 month only. Yeah. So far, I want to test this approach and see what happens in
Yeah.
the next month.
How long
That's
have you
that's
been
my
using
plan.
this pricing for?
I will say 4 months.
4 months,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, in the past, I started with only per job when I only have one product. So my first product was the fuzzy match company names, which is
Yeah,
a fuzzy match engine, right? That
okay.
so when I started with this, I only have one pricing, which is the $3. That it's like, let's say there are like users that are paying that
Yeah,
$3 per fuzzy match job.
but you didn't get
Because
you feel like when you increased your prices, were you getting more sales? But you also increased your features, like, to be fair.
Yeah, that's why I increased the features, the number of products, because I see that they were not willing to pay more than $3 for the fuzzy match engine. I started with 7, right? And then a friend told me, "Hey, Rene, you need to maybe decrease the price just to get more confident, so you can start getting money right now, and you will feel more confident with your tool." And I did that, and it works.
Yeah.
I increased my confidence in the product, and that's why I extended more things in the platform.
I think that probably you're eventually not too far from now, you're gonna change your pricing again because probably I think that's the next like you were before your confidence was to charge $3 and then now then you were fine there and then you introduced more pricing and now you've been at this pricing for 4 months. I think that there's an opportunity, maybe not to jump and do a huge jump, but to do a little bit of change that would just reflect just more confidence in the fact of you don't get to use my software for a week. You have to commit for a month or something. Like a bit of more, just making people commit a little bit more there. Cause that's, anyways, 1 month is standard. Like people are used to paying, I don't know, and I can't really think of a software that I use that offers me a week to pay just for a week. They always want a month from me. So I was saying like if you didn't put the weekly offer, probably they're not going to be like, oh, how come he doesn't offer me to pay by the week? Like you'd just be like every other software out there, which is not bad, right? Like it's standard. But anyways,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what I'm thinking. Like introducing the week
Yeah,
thing is it's really generous, maybe too generous. Who knows?
yeah. I need to see. I need to see, and I need to wait a little bit just to see how to uh, create the optimal pricing.
Yeah.
But I think right now users they can I mean they can test the tool, and they can see if they can get value, right? That's the important thing. The important
Yes.
thing here is value, how to give value to your users,
Yes. That's true.
and that's my priority. To
Yes.
be
That's
honest,
true.
that's the priority.
And you have a product and it's working and it's solving a it's doing a job, solving a problem. So you can just I think just to recap like what we discussed, which is just you have something that you can really educate people with and just do a strategy that's really product led. Like you can lead with your product. And because especially because you have a free trial, it's like there's no it's an amazing thing to just be able to leverage that and be like, I have try it out for free and learn from me and I'm gonna teach you and I'm gonna help you. And you'll get customers that way because then they'll just tell each other. Like it's a good it's amazing to have a product, I think. It's not like you're selling a course or you're selling like an info product or something. You're selling really something that people can try and see if it helps them. So it I think that it's good to try to do what you're doing, which is like leverage that and really go deep with the education part of it.
Yeah, yeah, and also the amazing part is that every time someone creates a job and they put a comment, because in the free version I added please put a comment section, right?
Okay.
When I wake up and I see the comment that they like the product, it's for me it's pure
Amazing.
gold. It's
Yeah.
amazing because I see, hey, there is someone, and I don't know, in China, in
Yeah.
India, who love this, and that's make me feel happy.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, and if I see the money, I am more happy. But
Yeah. Definitely. I think that they'll go hand in hand. If you just do what you're doing, which is stay customer focused and just
Mhm.
always look for ways to make your customer really happy, they're gonna thank you with their money just naturally. So, yeah, I think it looks really good. And you did an amazing job in the last week. Like you added a new feature, and now I guess your plan is marketing. That's your focus.
Marketing, that's the plan. That's the plan. Marketing and master the LinkedIn process. I will say that.
So marketing
Master that.
and education.
And
Marketing,
education.
yeah,
Marketing and education. Yeah. But show me your
yeah.
I don't want to
No, no
get all the
worries.
time.
No worries. I do this for people like you who come and join. So my
Thank you.
time
Thank you, Robert.
is
Really.
important. But I'll show you a little bit of what I worked on. Actually, since we last spoke, I changed a lot of stuff because I was really like pissed off about what I made. I was like, I hate this. You never look at something that you made, you're like, I hate what I created. I felt like I created like Frankenstein's monster. I'm just like, I hate this. So I changed it completely. Basically, let me just go in and show you. I don't know if you remember what it looked like last week, but I completely changed the layout now so that it looks just more clean and just more enjoyable to look at. Because before it just looked like complete horse's ass, and now it looks better. So this is now the screen where you can come in and you can edit and you can create templates, you can put in videos. You can basically put all of your sales material in on the page. And just the way that I formatted it, it just tends to look nice because it's just very clean. It's one page. People can then arrange all their stuff together. You can embed your Calendly on the page. You can embed your pitch deck, slide deck, all the different stuff. So that's the page itself. So it just gives a lot of freedom and flexibility in order to be able to build the page that you want. And I just changed,
Exactly.
I put like duplicate room. I added some touches so that it's just more user friendly, like the user experience would be better. I added back the dashboard, so it's very clear that you can go back from where you came from. To me, it might be obvious, but to a person who's just looking at the software, it's not obvious. So a lot of
Yep.
that's like I thought about. And then I added this feature where you can now do create a link. So let's say I put Renee there. And let's say if I were to
Yep.
copy this link, and then if I were to put that into my
And
browser,
you get to
now I
the
come to the same link, right? So like but now you're seeing the page as the prospect, as the person who's visiting it. I actually also added in the ability to rearrange these buttons here, which
I like that. I like that.
I know
I
I like that's like
is that new? I didn't
yeah,
remember if I
no,
did
this
any.
is new. This all of it
Yeah.
is I completely
Yeah.
rebuilt it in the last week. So I
Oh,
went
yeah.
crazy. I barely got like any sleep in the last week because I was rebuilding everything. So so then now you came and visited this page, right? If I come back to the dashboard and I click on this button, which is the feed, I can see that
Yeah.
Renee visited the page "Hello Danny" for 32 seconds. And if I refresh this, I see that it's still 32 seconds. It's because the tab is not active. So if I were to come back here when I view, let me just sit for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'll
And it
come
will
back
refresh. Yeah.
and refresh. Now it's 37 seconds or no, 38 seconds. Sorry for Renee
30
down
seconds.
here. So you see that it's showing the active view time that the person actually engages with the page. So this allows you to be able to just know based on the person's behavior how interested they really are. So you know the time that they visited, the day, the page they visited, and the time that they spent. And this just gives me the building blocks to be able to build what this is, which is a buyer enablement platform. So you can send these links out to people and they can quickly let you know, do they want to ask you a question? Or they're not interested? Do they want to visit your website? Then this is easy ways to communicate with you. We're just completely making it like reducing the friction in the modern buying process, especially in the marketing stage for where you get a cold email. It's tough, right? Like everybody getting cold email. This works with cold email, but instead of having the conversation in email, you just want to get them to this page really quickly. They can read what they want to read. They can send you a question or express their interest. And then on this page, you can then gauge their interest. You can find out how interested they really are, depending on how long did they really spend with your material. And that's what it is for now, but I'm continuously working on it. So yeah, actually since we last spoke, I was just like, man, I can't believe like how ugly that was. I showed it. I would now, and I was like, I'm never gonna show something that ugly again. I'm gonna go make it look better. So that
It was okay. It wasn't only. I didn't. And what are the next steps in your journey? You want to add new features or
yeah. So for me, I keep a list of. So actually, this is me dog fooding right now because like
yeah.
I use it to keep track of what I'm gonna do. So I gotta do all the stuff on this list. Actually, I already did that. But anyways, I have to email notifications, delete individual items, 30-day trial, payment system, pagination, image preview of the page. So as I go through this list, like once I fix and I build this is the key stuff. I'm really trying to like, but it's got to be useful. So once I get to the point where basically I can use this, let's say for example, I can get to the point I can send you a link and I would be comfortable being like, I'm gonna send Renee a link to look at this page and the page will describe what the page itself does. And I know he'll have a good experience on the page. Then I'm ready to do the next stage, which is basically we got to, we're planning to build a community and just offer this for free for 30 days and just see what happens. Who's going to churn once the payments become required? Who's going to who's going to stay, what do they like, what do they not like. So long story short, I'm going to work for the next 7 days the same way I've been working for the last previous 7 days and bringing it now even further. And then at the same time, we're going to start establishing the marketing, which is going to be mostly community based, build a group, do product led growth, which is offered for free, and just see what happens. Just try to build up the interest that way. And also, I like this. So I also put a badge down here. So made in one pager. So this way, whoever shares this link with people, they're actually advertising my software essentially, because
Well,
like the whole idea is that that they're sending this to their email list, right? Like they're blasting this out to many people. So it's like self-serving in many ways because they're all going to see this badge, so they can just click and then they can just come and like, oh, one pager. I'll change the pages and say close. But anyways, but yeah, that
or they can pay and they can remove
yeah,
that
exactly.
label.
Maybe that's
That's the deal.
yeah. So there's always something to give them a deal, something that they can take away for an extra charge or something. But I think like we discussed too is I do want to do what's best for the customer, and that's why I'm also, as much as I want to just release it and get going, I do want to give it another bit of polish for another week and then just get moving with basically getting users for it aggressively.
Correct, correct. I have one question.
Yeah.
I mean, I see that there are some like label softwares. Did you check if there is any similar software that has white label capabilities that
I haven't
someone
I haven't seen it. Like my partner, there are like this is still a very early space, like buyer enablement software. My partner is very like well versed with what's available out there, and so far we haven't seen anything that especially white label. No, I would say definitely not for white label. Like that, there's anything like this that I've seen. At least that's just in my experience. So I could be wrong, but I haven't, and I've done my research. Like I would try to look for something that exists, but I
okay,
haven't found it. That's just what I found.
okay. Good. So far it looks really good. I see an improvement from last week. It's more it's better. I like the new menu. Yeah, let's keep with this. Let's continue
My secret
working
right
on this
here.
and
This makes me very
yeah.
happy when I get to slide these. I'm like, this is amazing. I'm like,
Yeah.
I like doing that.
And you're using JavaScript or what's the
Yeah,
technology that
JavaScript
you're
for sure.
JavaScript, right?
Libraries upon libraries, just never ending cascade of libraries.
Yeah, I am using Java
Yeah.
for my platform. Just pure Java. I when I finished my master degree, I at the end knew how to use Java, so that's why I choose Java to
Okay.
start developing my platform. But yeah, also JavaScript it sounds like a really good option and
JavaScript's
to do.
amazing, I think.
It's
For me, like my background is in like mechanical engineering. Like I worked at Tesla and in these manufacturing environments where I never did anything related to front end. You never like even when I was doing programming in school, like we learned like, C++, we learned and literally they taught us assembly, just like almost ones and zeros, like as low as you could go. Like and it was you couldn't even like multiply two numbers without having to like 6 lines of code. And so I had to teach myself, I had to figure out like how am I gonna do anything related to front end? They never taught us anything about like how do you make a website? How do you make a UI? How do you design anything? So then I pretty much just looked at like those coding boot camps. I can't remember the names of them anymore, but there are these coding boot camps and I just looked at their curriculum. I was like, what are they all teaching? I was like, they're just teaching like JavaScript, like all of us. Like, okay, I'm just gonna learn JavaScript and I'm just gonna see because if that's what they're teaching, then figure that's what everyone's using. That's the
yep,
must industry standard. And
yeah, yeah.
far I've been happy with that decision because I was like, okay, I can create the websites, the stuff that I wanted to make. It seems that this allows me to do it so far. And you can do the back end and stuff in JavaScript too. So it's served me pretty well, I think. I'm sure that you would jump into it extremely quickly coming from Java.
Yep, yep. Every language has benefits, but I think it was
It's
a good choice
similarities.
to use.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all the same
but
underlying logic too.
Yeah, but I think for this project, it was a good idea to use JavaScript for this type of
Yeah.
project because I have seen this before in the past
Yeah.
with other projects. It
I
was a
agree.
good choice.
Like, especially if you wanna make buttons move around and stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like, um, because there's so many libraries. Like, if you want to make these buttons move, just go Google sortable buttons, and then there is a script out there that all you gotta do is that script onto your page and just make sure that the div that contains these buttons is properly tagged. Just follow the documentation, and next thing your buttons are moving. Like, you
yeah,
it's pretty amazing. Yeah, I've been happy so far with JavaScript. We'll see.
yeah. I also use JavaScript for my Chrome extensions and
Oh,
also
yeah,
for
of
the
course.
integrations.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I use JavaScript integration. Sometimes use React,
Yeah,
but I also use Java and also Python for web scrapping. You need to be flexible, right? With
you do. You know who
yeah.
actually, my dad is a software engineer, and
Oh,
he doesn't wanna learn JavaScript or anything like that because he's older now. He used to go to, like, the bookstore and just, like, when we were kids, and just take out those huge books that, like, it just says Java on the front and just a picture of a random animal or something.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
buy
yeah,
software books, they always have a picture of some like, random, like a flamingo or
yeah,
something, and he's
yeah,
just
yeah.
sitting there, he's just reading about Java for because he doesn't wanna buy the book. So he just sits there, he just reads it, and goes home, he's like, "I'm good. Like, I'm gonna start programming." Like that, so he's finished with learning, basically. He doesn't wanna learn anything anymore. He's like, "You go do JavaScript. I'm good."
Yeah, I know those books. They have an animal, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
then
always like a stork or like a flamingo or like a bear,
yeah,
something, I don't know why, but
I think that's their logo, right? They have a lot of these animals. I think it's with R. Start with R, the name of the brand.
yeah.
I can't remember the name, but yeah. Yes.
Well, no, for taking the time. Honestly, it was a good
Oh,
talk today. I hope that it was, helpful. It was helpful for me as well. Like, actually, it's nice to be able to show someone the software and just have a bit of therapy.
oh, thank you for your time. And Robert, I see you next week and see you in my progress next
For
week.
sure,
Actually.
for
Oh,
sure. I'll show you my progress as well, and, we'll just keep going.
perfect.
Alright,
Let's
thank you.
keep going.
For
Bye
sure.
bye.
See you,
Take
Renee.
care.